Hey guys, welcome to today's video. We're going to be talking about Jared Goff's performance against the Chicago Bears. Obviously, coming back off injury, that injured finger that he had. We're going to be diving into his game through a film session and breaking down basically his performance against the Bears. I thought he played okay. There were some plays that he made that were really good, and some, where I thought he could have pushed the ball down the field. But we'll dive into all that in today's film session. Before we get started, though, please drop a quick like and a sub on today's video. That would really help my channel grow. I'd really appreciate that. That said, let's dive right into the video. I hope you enjoy. So with all these film sessions, I start with the stats. And if we look at Jared Goff's stats, 21 for 25 throwing the football, that's a pretty solid number. I mean, if he only had 4 incompletions, 86% completion percentage, pretty high, only 171 yards and 2 touchdowns. He was accurate with the football. He was relying on that short passing game. And when he pushed the ball down the field, it normally ended up pretty good in the hands of TJ Hockenson or Josh Reynolds. Both of them had touchdowns. So overall, solid game from him. He was accurate with the football. He just didn't push the ball enough down the field. That's probably why the Lions didn't end up winning. But let's just dive into his game now and really just break down what he did in that game and what I think he can do in the next few weeks if this Lions team wants to win some games. So let's start here. And this was pretty much Jared Goff's, first drive here, and it's a big throw to Josh Reynolds for a touchdown. Reynolds is going to pretty much just run by his corner, and that's pretty much going to be what happens. Reynolds, bigger receiver, used to play for the Rams. He got cut by the Titans earlier and got picked up by the Lions. And you see Goff here, he's surveying the field. He's got a lot of this underneath stuff. He could go here, he could go here, but he sees that Reynolds has beaten his man. He's found some separation. And look at this. As Goff, he senses some of the pressure coming to him, and simply all he does is step up, make sure he's got a really solid base, and flings this ball downfield, 39 yards for a touchdown. And look at this beautiful ball placement. This ball is coming right in the right spot. As you see, there's that separation between Reynolds and his defender, but more importantly, that ball's in a perfect spot. It's over the head of the defender. It's away from this defender, and it's put right into the breadbasket of Josh Reynolds for the touchdown. Easy touchdown catch for Reynolds. Really well done with the route. Reynolds actually puts a little move on him. I don't have the angle for that, but he puts a little move on him and gets by. And all that Goff's doing is he's just surveying the field, seeing, nope, I don't have to go here. I don't have to go over here. I can push that ball downfield for the touchdown. Really nice read by Goff and really nice throw and catch for the Lions. And how about this play from Jared Goff? This is nothing more than a timing play. He's going to have TJ Hockenson as tight end, the #1 pass catcher on this Detroit Lions team. And TJ Hockenson is going to be running an out route. I'm pretty sure this is a 3rd and 9 play. Maybe it's 2nd and 9, but they've got some yards to go here. It's either a 2nd or 3rd down play. And all Hawkinson's going to do is as the linebacker gets to him, he's going to just hesitate a little bit, and that creates a little separation for him to run outside. And Goff is looking at Hockenson the entire time. He knows where he wants to go with the football, and he's certain with that. He's very confident where he wants to fit in that football, and he's looking this direction because if he can't find Hawk over here, he's also got this receiver in behind. He wants Hockenson in the situation, and what Hockenson does really well here is he really utilizes that little hesitation move, and then he utilizes his body just to create that separation, and utilizes that quick burst at the top of his route to just create a little separation. Goff sees that and fires this ball in a perfect spot right to the outside. This ball is not thrown behind Hockenson. This ball is thrown to the outside of Hockenson towards the sideline. And what that does is that basically allows for Hockenson to catch it with his body and really protect the football from the defender, creating a wall, utilizing his body to create that wall and really not allowing the defender to go get it. So this is a well-thrown ball that picks up the first down for Jared Goff. Really well-thrown ball, perfect spot for TJ Hockenson to go and get it, and good spot to keep the chains moving. So I really like this throw by Goff. Shows the timing he's got with Hockenson, shows some of the chemistry, and shows that accurate throw that he's able to make. And this is a lot of what Goff did in this game today. What Goff was doing is he was getting the ball out of his hands quickly and really utilizing the short to intermediate passing game to really open up, plays for him and really be productive. So this is going to be nothing more than this receiver just honestly on a little curl route. It's more of a kind of an in-breaking curl route. I guess I get that's more of an in-breaking route. And what that does is basically the Chicago Bears are playing with these linebackers in the middle of the field. So this linebacker's going to drop here, this linebacker's going to drop here, and this linebacker is going to take up the spot. And all he's trying to do is he's trying to get this receiver in between this space and this space. And you're going to see that as I push this forward. But basically, you see how this linebacker's over here, this linebacker's here, and this linebacker's here. Goff is just trying to shoot that gap and fire a ball in there for his receiver to take the ball upfield for some extra yards. And that's just a really good read. Ball's a little bit behind the receiver, but he's still able to pick up that first down and a little bit more yards after the catch. But this is just a good read by Goff, realizing that he doesn't really have anything else developing over here or here, and simply sees that little gap in the defense, sees that he can fire that ball through, and that'll pick up a first down for the Detroit Lions. Really well done by Goff, getting the ball out of his hands quickly. And that's when he played the best against the Bears. It's when he got the ball out of his hands quickly and didn't allow the pressure to get in his face. So I thought that was a good job by Jared Goff in this game, really on the ball out of his hands quickly. And sometimes that's why he had only 171 passing yards in this game. It was a lot of short and underneath throws, but stuff like this was really good in the intermediate passing game. And I've always been a massive proponent of Jared Goff. I've always been a big Jared Goff fan because I think he sees the field really, really well. Here, there's going to be a lot of pressure, and the Detroit Lions offensive line does not do a very good job. This Bears defense is pretty much going to be in man coverage, or zone coverage rather, across the board. They've got a zone here, zone over here, and then obviously you got the two deep safeties. So it's pretty standard zone coverage on 1st and 10. It looked like man originally, but then you can see it's zone because you see how this defender passes off his man to the safety behind him. So at the end of the day, I think that this is just a really good job by Jared Goff, realizing one, it's zone coverage, which means if I have a guy running underneath these zones in TJ Hawkinson, I can get the ball really, really quickly. And that's pretty much what happens here. It's a safety valve play. Hawkinson's going to run this route underneath this linebacker here. And as the pressure gets to Goff, which I think he does a really good job, he realizes the pressure's at him, he needs to get the ball out, and simply he just dumps it off to Hawkinson, putting it in front of him in a really good spot for Hawkinson to go out and get a few extra yards after the catch. So really good placement from Jared Goff, but also really good recognition and play recognition, seeing basically, I don't have too much time, I need to get the ball out of my hands quickly. Where's my receiver? Get it out of his hands. This is when Goff's at his best, when he gets the ball out of his hands quickly, makes the right reads, and that's what he did in today's game against the Bears. And this was a really good throw by Goff for a touchdown to TJ Hawkinson at the end of the third quarter. Hawkinson's going to run an outside post route pretty much towards the outside of the field, so a corner route. And basically Goff is just trying to throw it into that open space over here for him to throw into. But basically this Bears defense almost acts like they're trying to get, push Goff forward. They don't really have a safety past 10 yards, but they back off a little. And when that happens, that allows Hawkinson to create some space for himself, right? As Hawkinson goes through his route progression, he's just utilizing his hips and utilizing his route running to create a little separation. Goff wants Hawkinson pretty much the entire time. At first, though, he does look towards the middle of the field, though. Remember, there's that single high safety in the middle of the field, and that's him right there. So as Goff looks towards the middle of the field, right, that's his viewpoint the entire time. For the first little bit, what that does is that keeps the middle safety in the middle of the field, and because that Hawkinson route is towards the outside of the field, that means that middle safety can't be anywhere near that Hawkinson throw. So Goff knows he wants to go to Hawkinson this entire time. He wants a touchdown here, and now he's moved back to where Hawkinson is. Remember, he's running that route. That means that this safety in the middle is nowhere near where Hawkinson is, and now Goff has that space to throw into it. If Goff started by looking right at Hawkinson, that play wouldn't be open because he's got to move the safety over with his eyes. And now Goff has got a clean pocket, steps up, a little bit of a wobbly throw, but you see how that safety over here has been moved this way, and all these defenders have been moved that way. And now there's that space for Hawkinson to go up and make a catch and fall into the end zone for a touchdown. So really nice job there by TJ Hawkinson and Jared Goff connecting once again. That's a timing play. That's Goff utilizing his eyes to fool the defense a little bit. But more importantly, that's just a good read by Goff. And ball's put in a perfect spot. It's away from these defenders. It's right in the middle of this open space. Hawkinson can go up and catch it, use his body to ward off the defender, and then get in for the score. So really nice throw here by Jared Goff. And this is actually another play I really like from Jared Goff. This is, once again, his ability to read a defense and ability to read what the defense is giving him. So right here, he's got this receiver in motion right here. And Goff's initial instinct is to try and look over here, try and see if that motion got that receiver open or either of these two receivers open. When he realizes there isn't any motion there and there isn't any space for him to throw into, he simply goes to his next progression, right? He turns back towards the left once he realizes there's nothing over here, turns back towards the left. And here he sees that he's got an open receiver, simply fires the ball at him, releases the ball quickly, gets the ball into the hands of Josh Reynolds, and lets his receiver do the rest of the dirty work and pick up the first down. But this is a good throw by Goff, right? He's got a little bit of pressure in his face, gets the ball out quickly, but more importantly, he puts it in a space where Reynolds can go up and make a play and puts the ball in a place where Reynolds can make a play after the catch. So that's a good play by Josh Reynolds too, with a little bit of time and space, but it's a good throw by Goff, an accurate throw, putting in a space where Reynolds can go up, make the catch, and then pick up some extra yards. So don't get me wrong, this was not the best game for the Detroit Lions. Obviously couldn't get their first win on the season, and it wasn't the best game for Jared Goff, right? 21 for 25, 171 yards, 2 touchdowns. Sure, it's an accurate game, but he didn't really push the ball down the field, and that's something I would have liked to see a little bit more. However, the things that he did do is he read the defense well. He saw the soft spots in the defense, he got the ball out quickly, he didn't get sacked a lot. And overall, I thought he played a pretty solid game. When he pushed the ball down the field, that's when he played the best. Remember, he only got sacked once in this game, so he was getting the ball out really quickly. And this Lions offensive line was having troubles the entire game with pressure and with penalties. So they were behind the chains a lot, and I thought that Goff did a good job of getting the ball out of his hands quickly, seeing what the defense was giving him, and that's why I've always liked Jared Goff. I think he's such a good seer of the field. Sometimes he doesn't always act well on that vision that he has. Like there was a throw in the second half. It was like a 2nd and 32 play where the 2 safeties were really wide, and he didn't try and go towards the middle of those safeties. He went to the outside. That might have been that would have probably been a miscue. But overall, I really liked what he did. He used the short intermediate passing game, got the ball out of his hands quickly against a lot of Bears pressure, and I thought that's why this Lions team was in the game. And then he took the opportunities down the field when he saw them. But overall, I thought he played a game manager type of game, and at this point in his career, that's what Jared Goff is. He's not going to be putting up the numbers that he put for the Rams when he almost won MVP a few years ago. But he's gonna put up big numbers, and he's gonna do what he needs to do. He's not gonna put up those crazy 4,000, 5,000 yard seasons anymore. For the Rams, he's gonna be a game manager, and when he can make those throws downfield, he's gonna make those throws downfield. So I thought that's what we saw in today's game against the Bears. He did what he couldn't get the win, but it was good to see that he looked confident and calm in his comeback for the Lions after missing the last few weeks due to injury. So in the next few weeks, I just hope that he continues to try and push the ball down the field a little bit more. Hopefully the Lions offensive line can give him a little bit of time. But overall, this is a tough loss for the Lions. They've had a tough season, of course. But next week, they're going to be playing the Minnesota Vikings, so tough game once again. Then the Broncos, then they have the Cardinals. So a few tough games in a row for this Lions team. Probably the worst team in the league. But nonetheless, I like what I saw from Goff today. And I think that if he can build on this performance and push the ball down the field a little bit more, maybe he can get into a rhythm and maybe get this Lions team a few wins. And with that said, that's pretty much going to end the video for today. Did you agree with my analysis? Why or why not? Leave your comments and thoughts in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Also, if you're new around here, please drop a like and a sub on today's video. I'd really appreciate that. And with that said, I hope you enjoyed the video. And until next time, see ya.